Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up! I made this card with products from Stampin' Up! I sell these products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I have the free detailed directions for this project on my website. You can click the link and print it out. And I also have links below that for the products that I used. If you click those links, it'll take you to my online store at Stampin' Up! You'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. Let me hold the directions up for you so you can hopefully see what everything is. You can pause that video. I had a lot of fun playing with the new colors. This is Moody Mauve and this is Bubble Bath. And I thought they looked really nice with Old Olive, my old friend. I'm using Countryside Corners and the Coordinating Countryside Corners dies. This is actually one single stamp. There's lots of ways you can cut this shape out with the different layering sizes. And on this project, I actually used the largest 3 dies. And I'm also using Everlasting Beauty, which I thought was very beautiful. So the Moody Mauve is my basic card base, but it's also got an extra score line, 3/4. So it's 4 1/4 and 5, so you get this extra 3/4 of an inch. And then I just cut off, what I did was I stamped first and cut it off, and then I actually just used that to plan my layers. And so you can see that this one extends a little bit beyond. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in first. And then I want to put my ribbon on. This is the sheer ribbon combo, which is very pretty. It's got a little tiny edge of silver on them. The sheer ribbon combo is on page 143 in the catalog. I finally got my catalog bound. So this sheer ribbon combo pack comes with an Azure Afternoon, Bubble Bath, and Lemon Lolly. All 3 of the new colors and just lovely. I'm really just going to tie a knot, so I want it a little bit longer, and I want to tie a knot in the middle. A simple knot, and I want to be sure that my knot is going to be close to the middle. I most always tie my knots and my bows while it's still attached to the spool. Saves myself a little bit of ribbon. But if you save yourself a little bit of ribbon every time, it adds up. There is a difference to this, to each side of this ribbon. So I'm trying to get the same side up. And I'm just wrapping it around the back and gluing it down here. And then I'm going to go ahead and seal this closed. So I've got my nice shape in there and it all looks finished. And I should have done that part after I stamped. I'm going to use my stamp positioning tool. I am sorry to see that they are no longer available. Boo. I'm not going to give mine up. So I have already positioned it. So if you stamp on the paper and then draw the outline, that will be a big help to you, I think. And that knot and ribbon will be out of the way. I'm going to just put a stamp pad underneath to give some support. And I'm using Versamark ink. So when I stamp on the Moody Mauve, it looks like Moody Mauve. And let me get out Gidget's Gadget. There we go. So even though I have that extra thickness. So I should have mentioned that this white is the largest die. And then my Old Olive is the next smaller. And then the Bubble Bath is the next smaller from there. So I'm going to fit the Old Olive in here. I guess I just need to hope that it stays put. So now I'm going to stamp on my Bubble Bath. Usually when I stamp, I will almost always stamp on white or very vanilla, but you can stamp on the colors. Our inks and our paper will do a nice job most of the time. So I'm going to start with my greetings. If friends were flowers, I'd have the pick of the bunch. And I want to stamp way down at the very corner. This stamp was not made to coordinate with these dies, but the angle is perfect to get it down there. And then I'm going to be stamping, I'm going to ink most of the leaves with the stamp pad, but I want to ink the top because I'm going to stamp it in two different colors all at the same time. This gives me the opportunity to tell you about the different markers. This marker, the Old Olive, is the old style. Stampin' Up! Just redesigned our Stampin' Write markers. So this is the Old Olive, and let me turn it around. It's got the brush tip and the marker tip. And this is a fine point. It's a 0.5 millimeter tip, which I love for writing my notes and things. I love being able to match my greeting that I handwrite, my signature, with the same color as I stamp in. The brush tip is virtually the same. I think it's probably the same. But this tip is very different. Let me see if I can get that close. So I think you can see that. So this is more like a marker tip, and this is more like a pen tip for writing. But you can write. Let me just show you how they write. So this is the Old Olive, and this is the new tip in Moody Mauve. So it's quite a bit thicker. So let me put those away. I am going to start by coloring my flower, and I'm coloring the very side of the brush tip, holding it just about flat. I want to start with the lightest color. So in that case, that's the Moody Mauve. And then I can ink most of the leaves. You can ink all of it with the marker if you want, but I'm just saving myself a little time. And then as I get close to where the Moody Mauve is, I want to use the brush tip. And if you do this, you want to be sure that you get the tips of the flowers or whatever that you might have missed. Again, you want to have this just about flat as you color. Very nice. So you can get two different colors. And if we want, we can also use the Wink of Stella here. I used a little bit of Wink of Stella. One of the things about Wink of Stella, if you do it right away like I am doing, you might pick up and spread around a little bit of that ink, and I like that effect on this card. If you want to keep it separate, you might want to wait a little bit before you use the Wink of Stella so it has a chance to dry. So I think we're ready to assemble. I've got some rhinestone basic jewels to add. You could certainly use dimensionals on this. I tend to only use one layer of dimensionals, but if you want to add a lot of pizzazz, you could certainly pop that up and use 2 layers of dimensionals. I will use dimensionals for this layer. I think I use way more dimensionals than I need. So I'm just using those frames, each of those frames from the stamp. And then a few bits of bling. And I think I'm just going to put those 3 like I did on the original card up here. And that's it. You can make this card. Here's the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Home near the top of my page and you'll find lots of resources. Under Shop, you can find the products I offer to make crafting more convenient. How to get free products with my frequent shopper rewards, and a link to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Inspiration to scroll all my projects back to 2011, most with detailed directions and videos. Though the products in those older projects have been retired, you may find techniques, layouts, or color combinations to inspire you today. If you're new to stamping, you might want to look at the basics. You'll find how to cut card bases and layers, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find lots of free resources such as catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, color tools, and much more. More organization means more time for stamping. You can learn about my Evernote notebook. I have a note for every current product that Stampin' Up! Has for sale right now. It really makes finding just exactly what you want very easy. And you can create your own notebook and search through all of the things that you own to find just what you need. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on my YouTube channel. I'd love to hear your comments. Thanks for joining me. Talk to you soon.